Hi everyone, my name is Nancy and this is my knitting podcast. So, because I haven't filmed the podcast video in a long time, there is actually a lot of finished objects that I have, but I guess I'm not showing you all of them today, because I have finished my daughter hat with raffia. It was summer and all my summer projects, I can say, like, forgotten a bit, because it's autumn and actually I have forgot details about the projects, so I don't see any sense to talk about it, except two of them that I remember, because it was like my garments, not the daughter's garments. So let's talk about my summer projects that I have finished but haven't showed to YouTube yet. Okay, that was starting. The first one, I have this dress. It was my first knitted dress. I'm not sure will I have attempt to do another knitted dress, because it was a chunk of work, but I did enjoy it. It was shocked for me because it was a lot of stockinette stitch, but I did enjoy it, and actually it was a testing call for one of the Polish designers named Dagna Zielińska. So this is my Peony Dress. It's full-size dress, long one, very long. If I'm not mistaken, it's 130 centimeters of length of the dress. And let me talk about this test call, because the rules of the test call was like all knitters that would like to participate in this call, they just need to pay for the pattern, which haven't been releasing yet, and then we all together testing the pattern which was in the parts, and taking notes or told our opinions on it. But basically it was 200 people almost testing this dress, and the dress has, the call have great results, from my opinion, because there's a lot of dresses that looks very nice. There wasn't any suggestions for the writer, for designer, so it's not, for my perspective, it was a very successful call and test knit. So basically about the dress, it's very simple pattern. I will say it's beginner friendly for sure, because what you need to do is you are creating this ribbed bodies, and then you are just increase the stitches for the skirt, making a long skirt, or maybe a mini. There was such knitters, and you are finishing it with half centimeter of ribbon, just for good looking. The pattern was called for Lyon by Sadness Garden, particularly that kind of yarn. So it was made in Lyon, in this gorgeous baby blue color. Half of it I made it on the seaside, because me and my family was taking a trip to Kos, and I was knitting the skirt part near the pool, and it was a great experience. And it's such a joy to knit something in particular places, like on your vacations, because you will remember that vacation when you're looking or wearing the stuff. About the sizing, so I am pear-shaped girl, if you will name it like that. So my upper part of the body is smaller than my hips and my bottom. So in this pattern, I was looking not only the measurements of the bust, but also the measurements of the hip part, because I have like this, well, not a big difference, but there is a difference in proportions. So the top part, the bodies, I've knitted in L size. I love that this is ribbon and it's hugging you perfectly. Basically, I do not need to wear any underwear for this dress. Basically, it's very form-fitting. But when it comes to the skirt, I checked the sizing and I realized that if I'm going to do the L size, it will be too tight maybe on me, and by designers like pictures, I see that the skirt should be like more flowy. That's why I was cheating a bit this testicle. Well, that will not be good for my test knitter CV, but to have that flowy skirt as a designer have on the pictures, I'm basically turn the L skirt into XXL skirt, because yes, there is option of XXL sizing, and if I'm not mistaken, do not recall in this moment how many stitches have I increased it, maybe 30 or 40, something like that. Basically, I increased more in this part, which you when you are wanting to increase in when you're reading the pattern, and also I increased like 2 or 3 centimeters lower. So it's not very visible because I've used this invisible increases, or how does it called, twin increases, something like that. So it's not really visible, but I make my like calculations, how much stitches do I need to have this sizing, and how often I need to increase to have the stitches and all that stuff. So the top is L sized and the skirt is XXL sized, and it worked perfectly for me. Oh, actually I have some kind of stain here, and I was washing it already. Maybe I should do it again with some other detergent that I used, because generally speaking, the Lyon from Sandnes Garden is a very nice yarn. I did enjoy it a lot, and it's soft, it's so buttery, and it was a pleasure to work it. Maybe because of the yarn, this 70 or something like long skirt was flying off my needles. Like it take me 30 days to make this dress, and I think that it's pretty damn good. My husband did not believe that I could make entire dress in this time, but let me tell you, the yarn is the key in this part. And after washing it with I don't remember what I was using, but it certainly make it more rustical. I don't know, not so pleasant as it was, so probably I need to rewash it again. Also about the straps, this is I-cord straps, and actually I have doing it in the period of time that Amy from Ninitz did her some kind of summer top, it's certain, and she had this idea, which I had to use a string of this yarn like into the I-cord. So in this I-cord there is inside a string of the yarn. I was putting it near the entire straps, so it will have this stiffness or in any kind, so it won't be like a lot of growing. And as you can see, the I-cord is pretty on its place, it didn't grow. So it's a great life hack. It worked in my situation and it worked in any situation, so I guess our minds and probably the other knitters' minds in that moment was like, synchronizing. It was made on 4mm needles. If I'm not mistaken, something like 12 balls of yarn was used of Sundays Garden Line. So yeah, it's a great dress. If you want to make it, it's on Dagna Zelinska page. I will try to place the link here. It's Polish designer, but you know, it's a very beginner friendly pattern, and the description isn't too hard to read or something. It's short as it could ever, as you can ever imagine. It's really short, and you always can translate. So if you want to, my recommendations, really great dress. And last summer pieces that I have, is made from the Sundays Garden Line again, because I did love this yarn so much, and this one was made on the Kos Island in my vacation as well, and this is Montpellier top, if I'm pronouncing this right, but I'm sure that I'm not, so please don't follow me on that. Okay, this is Montpellier top from November Knits. On the pattern it said that you can use the Sundays Garden thick line, or you can use 2 strands of line. My favorite shop, Men's Drutami, didn't have thick line in this color, this beige color. I wish I remember the name or the number. I will try to place all the numbers somewhere. So my favorite shop didn't have thick line, and I have ordered like just basic line and made this top using 2 strings. Unfortunately for me, I made a mistake because I haven't done it in suggested needle size. So it suggests you to make it on 5.5mm needles. I didn't have 5.5, and I thought that, oh, I just tried to make it looser, so I was still making my L size, but in the end it didn't get looser on my 5.5mm size needles, so I can say that the gauge is a bit off. That's why it's not sits on me as it's supposed to be, I guess. It's a little bit snuggier, and the color, well, the neckline is get a bit smaller and closer, so I didn't have space to make this big color that November Knits has in her pattern. My color is like baby sized. It's a bit sad, but nevertheless it fits very nice in the bust area. It's very stretchy. I love these like ribbon details on the sides, and it's really great pattern. It's really a great pattern, and the finished looking piece probably it's the most worn summer piece that I have in my wardrobe, and I should wash it already. The yarn, as I told, it's great yarn. I'm thrilled with Sunday's Garden Linen, and I'm sure that I will be doing my some of my summer project in the future using this yarn, because it's very great. It's a pleasure to knit in, and this top was very fast. I knitted in like a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. Well, for me it's fast, okay? Well, obviously you do not need to knit the sleeves and all of that, but it takes me several days to finish it, and I on the seaside, and as I remember, I was coming there with just the yoke done or something like that. So it flies off the needles, I recommend. Also, I saw that there's a testing of November Knits Montpellier Sleepover, which has this mock neck. I think that I could easily like alter this pattern of the top to use a sleepover easily, just using some other yarn, for example, like Sunday's Garden worsted alpaca, and it will in gray color, and it will be such a nice warm sleepover. So great pattern for warmer yarn, and you know, as a summer top, it was pleasure. It's great. It fits perfectly well. You know, the color part is like, that's my mistake, that's my problem, but you know, I'm not regretting it. And yeah, as I told, it's most worn summer piece that I have. Love it. Yeah. Chef kiss. Now let's talk about my already finished pieces from the autumn planning video. First one is this Cumulus blouse O-neck sweater by Petit Knit. I did it in it's brushed alpaca silk from Drops in the colorway 17. I really like this yarn, so in my next project I'm certainly will be using this, but in another configuration, if I say so. I didn't want to use double strings of mohair yarn, so I get this brushed alpaca. I love brushed alpaca from my Miu Miu fluffy top video. I did enjoy to work with it, and I do enjoy the result, because the alpaca for me, it's not so scratchy as the mohair in a way, because mohair has this longer hairs, and it can not just like scratch you. Well, I'm not that sensitive for mohair, but it's like tickling, you know. And the worsted alpaca or brushed alpaca has like shorter hairs, but still that fluff effect that I like. I made this top on the 5mm needles instead of suggested in the pattern. I was worried that it will be either too like big or too small, but it fit just as I expected. I spotted that petite knit for my liking like runs on the small size, I guess. Well, I'm not as petite as petite knit. That's why like her pattern, I love her patterns, okay, but it's not always like perfectly fitting for my liking, because I have this feeling that it's look perfectly on the S-sized people. For example, I know that high fiber folks knitting her stuff from petite knit using L size because of her bust circumferences. I have bust circumferences 100 centimeters also, but I have another type of the body, so I'm not that I'm not skinny with bigger breasts. I just have like medium or smaller breasts, and I'm just like more puffed. And my arms not the skinny, and you know, my belly is bigger than my breast because of the pear shape and blah blah, so it fits differently on me. And I have feeling that in petite knit patterns on the bigger size, they have like this tendency to have the very big sleeves because I guess the bigger like body, the bigger hands. I have the big hands, but not as big as petite knit like think so. I feel like just when you're wearing S size or when you are a skinny girl, all of the patterns will look nice on you. And well, it's sad to say, but if you're on the bigger size, it's not looking the way like designer showed it, and you need to deal with it. So I was afraid that this sweater will be smaller on me, but maybe my logic was working another way, and actually it gets. I didn't measure it, the finished work, but probably it has been on the bigger size. If I'm not mistaken, I was making it in XL size or something like that, or I was making it in the L size but using bigger needles. I love the fit because I forgot to do the sleeve decreases in the proper part, and actually because it's quite of wide sleeves, as I was talking about the petite knit sizing, so I was making modifications with the sleeves. So my first was here, then here, and then that I was getting like lower on the sleeve, I was making smaller distance in between these decreases. So in this part we have decreases like here, here, and here. So I have sort of ballooned sleeve, I guess. And actually this was like my luck, I guess, because I do prefer the balloon sleeve. Looking at the petite knit pattern, I wasn't sure that I love the sleeve like tightness, or I wasn't sure do I want to it to be like wider or tighter, or really I haven't got my opinion on that, and I'm just glad that it's appeared to be like ballooned. As I told in my autumn planning video, I think that this is the perfect sweater for this beginning of the autumn, because it's quite airy, as you can see, and still it's very fluffy, and because of the fibers and the air that they're like consist in it, it's very soft and it's very warm. So it's not the wintry warm, but for autumn and autumn weather, and for the sweater weather, it's very great piece. bottom line about the seamless blouse O-neck. Love it. Probably will do it in another color. Probably will do it in recommended size needles or the gauge. Although I always check in the gauge, but it have tendency to be like one stitch bigger or smaller, so I'm like thinking, oh, I will figure something out, it will be okay. And sometimes it is okay, like with the seamless blouse, but sometimes it's like with the Montpellier top when you are feeling this gauge difference. So check your gauge and make your swatch, babes. And now is the last finished object. Yeah, it's like it took me forever to talk about my finished projects. I hope you like the finished projects part, because it was long and it will be a bit longer because of my Lyon sweater. It looks so good on camera, actually. Oh, wow. So this is my Lyon sweater by Petit Knit. Again, as I told in my autumn plans video, I'm making this sweater using drops Flora yarn in colors 01 and 10. So like navy blue or something like that, and the ecru. I'm using correspondent more or less, was using correspondent more or less silk mohair from the drops, and I was using 2 strands of silk mohair to get this like dense, I can say dense knit, also to gain the gauge that Petit Knit has in her pattern. Speaking of the gauge and sizing, I do like the sizing on the shoulders, but it's a little bit off on my, like, the widest part of my body in the bottom, because it's laying on my belly, and there's not enough space, or may I say, like, positive ease on that area, which a bummer, but you know, that's just my figure. About modifications, have I made any? Actually, not a lot. So all this shoulder construction part that Lyon sweater and the poppy tee, and actually the Eva cardigan is known for, was done due to pattern, not modification in this area, but I made like wider sleeves. I didn't make as much decreases on the sleeves as was suggested, and I did the cuff parts in twisting ribbon, and I twisted not the only like knit stitch, but the purl stitch also. It took me ages to make these cuffs because of the small needle size that I was making it, and because I wanted it to be dense, and I wanted these stitches to be as closed as it can be, but like, so it will be like very clean lines and all of that stuff. So it was physically not the pleasiest experience, because I gripped on my needles very hard and my fingers was hurting, but you know, that was my choice. Again, that choices that I made, poorly decisions or something like that, well, that's my decision. So I was struggling because of me, not because of Petit Knit. Take that in mind, okay? Also, it was pain in the ass, sorry for my French, to make, because all these stitches, but apparently it wasn't big enough for me. And also I have this bleeding problem when I was blocking this guy, because the navy part has bleeded. I'm not sure was it mohair or was it the combination or the water or what I was doing wrong, but it bleed a lot. Well, not a lot, but you kinda can see the difference between this white and this ecru, because it become more whitey, more cold, colored, more cold colored, something like that. I tried to revoke it or something with washing it with my soap. How much times? 2 times or something like that. So this guy was blocking for 2 whole days because of the bleeding and my attempts to stop the bleeding and to revoke it. It is better that it was firstly, but it's not ideal. But on this camera it looks nice, and it's very fluffy because of 2 strands of kid silk. It will be very warm in the winter. This guy will be waiting his colder days. And this is it with all my finished projects. Well, now when I'm jumping back and forth with my camera battery to load it, it's the part when we are going to talk about my whips. And the whips is really predictable if you again saw my autumn plans video, blah blah blah, because in this point everything is going on according to the plan, I guess. Well, I wasn't build any day-to-day plans, but I have in mind this 4 or 6 needs that I want to make, and we have 2 of them. And here on the table in front of me, another 2 whips from that list. I will start with my Frankie sweater, which is looking like this in the moment. So we have, oh, it's such a bright color. We have done the sleeve. Begin another sleeve. Here's the part when I was run out of the yarn, so I decided that let it be like this, and I will switch to my bottom ribbon. I'm on this part of the ribbon, which is a half twisted stitch ribbon. Means you're twisting every knit stitch and not twisting the purl stitch, and I need to do 20 centimeters of this ribbon, and I've done 4 of it maybe, so a lot work to do. And obviously the sleeve. Yeah, I'm doing this knit as a part of my tomato soup core mall, which is hosted by Emily from High Fiber Fox, and she made her storm sweater in this colorway, and I'm doing the Frankie sweater because I was looking a lot on it, and yeah, it's nice pattern. It's very interesting how the shoulder is designed, because it's not that regular raglan where you have the 45 angle cut here, but it's a bit in this way, and it's quite interesting to knit the yoke part. Obviously the bodice part is least interesting for me because it's nothing going on there, and it's very straightforward. You do not have any decreases on the sleeves, and obviously on the bodies. I'm using recommended yarn, which is Sunless Garden Borsted Alpaca, and the recommended needle size, which is 4mm needles. I hope that I will manage to finish it until the tomato soup or mole will be finished, so fingers crossed. Yeah, great sweater, big progress. So, and you know, I really motivated to do a lot of progress and to finish that piece, because I planned 2 new knits that I want to start and that I haven't mentioned in my autumn knitting plans. Hopefully I will be able to talk about them with you pretty soon. So the whips part is going quite fast, so let's talk about another one, which is my Eva cardigan, or Eva, whatever, from Petit Knit. It's full of my hair, sorry. It's knitted in Sunless Garden Pear Gynt in colorway. This is from Petit Knit collection, which was released not so far ago. And let's talk about the progress, which is I finally get my under boob lengths with the bodies. And as you can see, I have the sleeve done with massive cuffs because, well, I missed one decrease, so the cuff, it turned off bigger than she has. And I love the big cuffs anyway, and especially in 2x2 ribbon. 2x2 ribbon is so satisfying to watch, like the stitches, they all so neat and clean and straight, and I love it so much. Yeah, enough with the cuff. So this is kind of my technique. When I get bored, I start to making the sleeve, and I started to make the sleeve very fast with this project, because, well, cardigans with flat knitting is not my favorite thing. I thought that it won't be so hard, the purling part, but it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit boring. The purl, the knit, the purl, the knit. I'm not purling as fast as I'm knitting, as obviously I guess every knitter up there, and I'm not afraid of purling, but not all the time. I need to like some kind of entertainment in a way. So yeah, that's why I have this sleeve done. Another sleeve are on my how do you call it, helping wire. This is so far off the body part that I have. Well, I'm not rushing with it, so it's okay. Actually, with this project I made some modifications, because as I spotted from the Petit Knit photos, the Eva cardigan like more slimmer on the body part that I would like to. Well, maybe it will be good, but as I told you before, with this sizing on my body and etc. So I thought maybe I will add some additional stitches on the body, not on the sleeves. So that's why I tried to, well, not tried, I did added additional stitches in every row, not every other row as it was before. So I was working like pattern said, adding stitches every other row, and then I made it a bit longer and add some other stitches in every row, purl and knit wise, to have like a bit of wider body part. I hope it will get that effect that I want, and it will be like more oversized fit, because I didn't want to made it in bigger size because of this shoulder construction, and I didn't want to have like massively low shoulders. So shoulder supposed to be on its place, but the body, I hope, will be wider than originally. So wish me luck with this, because the Frankie sweater is going much quicker, and the Eva cardigan, despite the fact that I really work on it, it's going like on the slower side, and I'm a bit disappointed in myself in a way. But you know, the reason is because I'm very result-oriented knitter. I want to have the piece, and I do not want to struggle when I'm making it. So I hope I will like manage to make it till the end, and I just really want this cardigan. Yes. It's sad that I need to purl that much. But you know, you all and other knitters that making Eva cardigan, you know my feelings, I'm sure, about this purling process. So yeah, hugging you. And now this is all with my whips, and not going far from the Eva cardigan, I will be talking about my acquisitions that I have for this cardigan, which is the buttons. Oh, button? Oh, yes. So I bought it 10 buttons from AliExpress. I really wanted those turquoise style that Petite Knit has with her Eva cardigan. So there is that. It should be 28 millimeters. I'm not sure if they sew, but it will work for me. Nice buttons. AliExpress is really great for the buttons buying, if you are considering them. Also, about acquisitions, I have this new drops yarn named Daisy. It's 100% not superwash merino wool. It's very nice. It's buttery soft. I like the yarn, and I like the swatch that I make with this yarn, especially because I will be knitting with this yarn using the brushed alpaca silk. This is obviously light gray. Alpaca silk is like beigey, ecru, something like, and I'm going to use them both to do another November knits sweater. The pattern for this sweater I bought, I guess, not the year ago, but maybe something like that, and I never meet the gauge with my swatches and different yarns. So for this one I will need to have 7mm needles and use it with the brush alpaca, and only then I will meet the gauge, and this will be my another project to make. And the last one is a new release from the other loop, which I'm sure most of you have been seeing. It's the soft loop sweater. I did like the storm sweater, storm sweater by Petite Knit a lot because of this texture, and the texture is really like in right now. But then I spotted a new release from other loop. She was teasing us with this gorgeous textured sweater, which I guess I preferred over the storm sweater. Oh my god. So this is my texture project that I'm going to make, and as when the Scandinavian language pattern was released, I ordered yarn for the sweater. Unfortunately, the shop Sklep Makunki, which has providing the gepard garn into Poland, didn't have the gepard garn in this ecru color that I wanted, so I bought my first knitting for Olive. It's their merino wool, it's color patty. I got 6 skeins of that. Hopefully it will be okay with the texture and gauge. I didn't swatch it yet, so I don't know. And I will be pairing it with the kid silk mohair from Drops, because I really enjoyed working with it with my Lyon sweater, and I had a bit leftovers, so I'm using them. It will be 2 strings of kid silk mohair and 1 string of this patty. Yeah, as I told you, I didn't make swatch yet, so I hope it will be okay with the gauge and all of it. And yeah, it will be so beautiful. And I guess I'm stepping up in my light ecru white beige area or something like that, because I really think that I do not wear as much colorful clothes these days. Well, I will have my Frankie sweater, which is blindly colorful, and my chocolate one, Eva cardigan, and now I just want to rest with my grays and beige. So this is it for my acquisitions. This video will be 100 years long. Thank you for watching. It will be nice if you will comment about the setup, do you like lighting or something like that. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day and bye bye!